Iranian Supreme Leader Mujtaba Khamenei has delivered his first public message since assuming office. In his address, Khamenei said he learned of the Assembly of Experts vote outcome at the same time as the public through the Islamic Republic's broadcasting service. He described taking the leadership role as a difficult task, following in the footsteps of two previous leaders, Imam Khomeini and the late Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Khamenei vowed that Iran would not forego vengeance for the blood of martyrs, stating that each citizen martyred by enemies constitutes an independent subject in the file of vengeance. He emphasized that Iran would ensure accountability for all attacks against its people, including those targeting the country during the war with the United States and Israel. In his address, Khamenei also stressed that the Strait of Hormuz should remain closed as a tool of pressure. He further stated that all U.S. military bases in the region would be attacked if necessary.
مورد توجه همگان باشد. قطعاً همچنان از اهرم مسدود کردن تنگه هرمز باید استفاده شود و در مورد گشودن دیگر جبهه‌های آسیب پذیر دشمن و بنابر رعایت مصالح صورت خواهد گرفت. همانطور که هشدار صریح داده بودیم و بدون اینکه تعرضی به آن کشورها صورت دهیم، همچنان معتقد به لزوم دوستی بین خود و آن همسایگان می باشیم و صرفاً همان پایگاه‌ها را مورد حمله قرار داده.
Despite these threats, Khamenei expressed Iran's readiness for unity and warm cordial relations with all neighboring countries. He insisted that Tehran was not seeking regional domination or colonial ambitions. Additionally, the new supreme leader announced financial and medical support for those affected by the ongoing conflict, promising free medical treatment and compensation for those who suffered damage. On the US side, President Donald Trump emphasized that preventing Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons was more important than controlling oil prices. Speaking on his Truth Social platform, Trump said that as the largest oil producer in the world, the US benefits from rising oil prices, but stopping what he described as an evil empire from acquiring nuclear weapons and destabilizing the Middle East and beyond remained his priority. Iran's security chief Ali Larijani issued a warning in response to US threats, saying that if Tehran's electricity supply were targeted, Iran would retaliate by striking power grids across the region. Larijani claimed such an attack could plunge the entire region into darkness in under 30 minutes, creating opportunities to target US forces. The warning comes after US statements suggesting that American forces could disrupt Iran's electricity supply within 1 hour, potentially leaving the country to face reconstruction challenges that could take a generation.
But we could we could take apart their electric capacity within 1 hour, and it would take them 25 years to rebuild it.
Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi accused Israel of bombing historic sites, including UNESCO World Heritage locations dating back to the 14th century. He called on UNESCO to respond, criticizing the organization's silence. Meanwhile, Russia has committed to delivering humanitarian aid to Iran, following instructions from President Vladimir Putin. The Russian Foreign Ministry stated that Iran requested medical supplies due to hospital destruction and a high number of wounded citizens. Iran also accused the European Union of complicity in US and Israeli attacks. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Bakai claimed that EU indifference and acquiescence in the face of these attacks amounted to complicity, according to posts on X. In a related developments, US Energy Secretary Chris Wright confirmed that the American military was not ready to escort tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. Wright said all US military assets were focused on striking Iran, targeting its offensive capabilities and associated manufacturing infrastructure. He noted that escort operations were likely to occur by the end of the month once military priorities were addressed. Israel's military reported that it struck a site in Iran used for developing nuclear weapons. The Israeli Defense Forces said that the Tehran compound was targeted based on precise intelligence and claimed the facility was advancing critical nuclear capabilities. The conflict has also prompted regional and international diplomatic responses. ASEAN ministers are set to hold meetings to address the Middle East crisis. The Philippines, as this year's ASEAN chair, will host economic ministers and convene foreign ministers virtually to discuss the widening crisis. Officials highlighted the impact on oil prices, shipping, logistics, and trade flows, particularly given that many ASEAN economies rely heavily on Middle Eastern oil. Philippine Trade Under Secretary Alan Gepti emphasized that the region could not ignore the effects of the crisis on inflation and employment, noting that the halt of Qatar's LNG supplies has further tightened energy availability.